Yo, man, I'm nervous. I don't know why.
Why are you nervous,
I
bro?
don't know, cause
Man's coming to see his big cousin at all the 37 years and he's nervous. What you nervous for?
I don't know. It was probably the set. You know, if there was no cameras and that, then probably.
You wasn't nervous when you was driving to my house in Nottingham, was you, brother? Definitely wasn't nervous then. Yo, so we're here anyway. We're here making change. The only place to podcast in Birmingham. Settings is fresh. I'm looking fresh. Little Cuzzy's looking fresh.
Come on.
And now we're just gonna talk some truth in it, and hopefully people can find some gems from it. Hopefully our stories can help people in a way. Like,
definitely, that's
if it don't help them, can entertain them for an hour.
There you go.
So what's going on, cuz? Anyway, how you been, man?
I'm all good, you know. Just back on track, you know, feeling fresh, revived, you know, come back from the dead, should I say. That's how I'm feeling, very good, cuz, not gonna lie.
You say that, man, come back from the dead, but bro, sometimes I was worried and thinking, yo, Manny's gonna have to be going to another funeral. And if you know, in our family, there's been too many funerals, bro.
For real.
Too many of them. So I was like, yo, when you started doing your thing, I'll just say, like, for the people, innit? Like, when you started doing your thing and I seen it, at first I was like, yeah, man, he's doing his thing, innit? Like, first week. Then I was like, yo, he's still doing his thing, second week, third week. And then, you know, I'm speaking to you as well. And sometimes you are waiting for the thing to, like, drop.
Yeah, collapse.
And you're thinking, yo, is this going to happen or is my man taking it? And it's been, what, six months now.
Coming on to 7 months, really.
And listen, 6 months, people are going to say 6 months isn't a long time. But when you come from the depths of despair.
Trust me.
When you
6 months is, 6 months is a long time. The way I feel now in these 6 months, I haven't felt in probably over 10 years.
All right. So that's good segue there. You see, your natural breath. So, good segue. Let's start from the beginning, bruv. Like, you tell the people in it, because everyone's seeing you out there now dropping gems, and you are dropping some gems on people. I can bet you there's a lot of people on Friday night who click on your Instagram just to make sure, yo, let me save myself in my yard. Let me save my relationship. Let me save my sanity.
Yeah, man. I hope that's happening. Well, I know it's happening because just on the bus now on the way here, some woman, you know, I don't even know where she's from. She just sent me a voice note saying she woke up today, she needed to see my page. It's helping her, you know. This is exactly what she needed in the exact time of her life. And then she said, about 15 minutes later, she messaged me back saying, I've just gone through all your videos, you're amazing, this and that. And I sent her one back, and I was riding the bus, and it was mad because man felt a little bit emotional, so I just sent her one back and said, you know what, thank you for your voice note and your message to me, because it's just made me know that I'm doing the right thing, and you know, I actually am helping other people, because when you're down and sometimes you feel like there's no way out.
Yeah.
So if people are watching my thing on a Friday and they're staying in, that means they're having a good Saturday and a good Sunday, you know, and if they've got children, their kids are still blessed, and you know, their missus, and it just stops the madness, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, man. I hear that. It's mad, innit, as well, how like the transition is from you think having a good time's going out. Like, you literally get to a point in your journey where you see, like, if you're in your yard with your kids, that's like boredom, bad.
Yeah.
And you're like itching to get out of there, innit? But then after the fact, you feel like, yo, I feel like death. I feel horrible.
Yeah.
So I got to spend my a whole week in my yard, chilling, because I don't want to see no one.
Yeah.
I'm riddled with anxiety, depression, and it's just a constant cycle.
I don't miss that feeling there. That feeling there has got to be one of the worst feelings ever. You just gotta stay away.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, because like, I'm not even like to the point in my journey where I'm where you're at. Yeah. You understand? Because I still go out and I still get them things, and I'm still on that fence. Like, I'm like, yo, I don't want to drink. I know I don't want to drink.
Yeah.
I know, like, I don't want to. Like, I stopped doing other substances a while ago just from work, but even drink, to me, drink is the worst one because it's everywhere. You understand? So it's kind of like, yeah, you can stop everything else because I feel like when you stop in the other things, whether it's cocaine, ketamine, MK, and I used to do all them things, man, I ain't gonna like all of them. It's kind of like, you can just remove yourself from them people.
But alcohol, it's more.
Oh, alcohol's you go in the shop, it's there.
Yeah,
like, you go around to
family
the in-laws.
Even family members are doing it, you know, it's just so normalised, isn't it? But I think there's different drinkers, you know, because I even say it now, if my behaviour wasn't erratic and I wasn't a complete different person when I drank, you know, because I've seen you drink and you're calm. You're still yourself, sort of thing. You know, you're merry. You know, I've never seen you act a fool or be erratic. You know, but I've never seen that side. And I've got a lot of friends and a lot of people I know that drink and they're just calm on it. They can, you know, they can handle their drink. They don't go over the top with their drink. They know when to rein it in.
So that's my problem.
But with me, that wasn't the case. I'd have 2 beers and I'd lose all my senses. And then I'm getting some coke, so it was the gateway. And then I never knew what was gonna happen. Like
that's what you're doing.
I just never knew what was gonna happen. Like, and something always did happen on the night that I drank. It was never like, oh, I had a good night last night. You know, I had a dance and then I went home. Nah. It was. I played with death. I played with death every time. I played with death, like.
And that's the truth, you know. You literally do play with death, especially in these streets, because I promise you, like, when you're out drinking and people are like, yo, yeah, I'm having a good time. Because most of the time, I'll tell you something now, once it hits that 3 o'clock stage, people aren't having a good time. They don't even know what's going on. So you're going to end up in someone's kitchen that you don't know. You don't know if my man's got beef with someone you've had a passer with, or my man's brethren someone you've had a passer with. So you're putting yourself in these vulnerable situations because you're mash up as well, you know. I'll tell you something, though, the one thing with me is, right, I've always known that. Listen, I think when it comes to throwing hands, I can throw hands with the best of them, but I know, because I've boxed my whole life, everything, I know when I'm drunk I can't. That's the one thing.
But you still think you can?
Nah, you see me, but that's what happens, mate. I start getting paranoid because I start telling myself like,
"Oh, you can't do this. You can't."
I can't. Like, yo, if I'm in a vulnerable situation,
I'm the opposite.
I'm not going to be able to do nothing. So then I'm not enjoying myself.
I'm the opposite. So I'll just be like madman, like and then get broke up, and then have to hide my black eyes and shit.
No, but that's led me into situations like you can ask my big brodies, like he'll know, like this is why he didn't like coming out with me, because as soon as we was going back to someone's yard, I was scoping every exit. I was scoping where the chefs were in the kitchen. So I know if it pops up, I'm thinking I'm not even fighting no one. Because I've been stabbed up. I'm thinking I'm not fighting anyone. I'm going for my safety straight away. But I'm putting myself in that situation. Why am I doing that? But I want to take it back anyway, bro. Like, you get me? Because I want to talk about, like I said, growing up. Obviously, me and you are cousins, and it like family, blood, not friend, family.
You're my favourite cousin.
Yes, easy. The only one that likes you, that's fine.
the only one that stayed next to me still. We're through the madness, man. You get me? Because, why?
Listen, when we were growing up, man, and I'll say this, when we were growing up, we never had a lot. We didn't have a lot growing up. And now I remember the point where we started to get things, but also where our trajectories changed when my mum moved to the other side of town and you stayed put. And I think really that was a big changing of the way we both grew up.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Because I remember bossing around Borsey Green, going to the park, skating. Because we had a good childhood, definitely. Bro. It was fun, bro.
Yeah, there used to be bare kids at Nana's, man. It was I look now at my kids and, my sister's kids and stuff like that. They've got that, what we had, but we had it on a bigger scale. I've only got 3 boys, so And they went somewhere where they all meet up, and then there's like 20 kids. You know, like there used to be loads of us.
Yeah, do you know what it was? That was shout out to Nana, man.
Yeah, man. Nana, R.I.P. Nana. Yeah. She's amazing still, trust me.
That was it, and the hub. I think like without that, like but you know what it is, like a lot of people ain't got that, you know. You don't realise how lucky we were to have that, bro. Because a lot of people I know and see them growing up, I'm like, raw, like you like ain't got that. Like we always had that, and that was like a foundation.
Definitely.
But getting into it, like I said to you, man, like when you were growing up, you stayed where you was, and a large part of that was your old man, innit? And the name. So talk me through that, man, and what it was like. What was it like growing up on the Brantford? That's what I want to know.
It was wild. It was fun. It was fun, you know. It was wild. You know, me and my friends, we was just wilding out, you know. When we was younger,
you had that little beige light skin crew, innit?
Yeah, man. Brantford's full of mixed race suits. Trust me, still is to today. You know what I mean? I think we us lot now have just toned it down a bit, so now there's bare quarter cast suits running around. But yeah, man. Growing up, it was all right on the Brantford. I had a good childhood. Growing up, you know. There was no gangs around there, you know what I'm saying? So,
is there gangs around there now though?
Nah, not even. Nah, I wouldn't even say there's gangs around there. It's never been an area where there's been gangs or there's been a gang. You know, it's more like a family, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
everybody knows everybody, you know, and if there is any commotion on the area, it just gets sorted out, you know, because everybody knows everybody and we just sort things out. Obviously there's crime down there, don't get it twisted, there's definitely crime, you know, but there's no shootings really, no stabbings. It's never been that. On the odd occasion it happens everywhere.
But it's never been happens up there, man.
It's never been one of them estates where, you know, you're scared to send your kids to the shop because anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? Because everybody sorts, you know, and there's only two ways in, one way in and one way out. Do you know what I mean? So there's only really, no one really goes through there. It's just the people that are from there. You know
if
what
anyone
I mean?
gets caught creeping, they're just getting catch. It's like, you got the man in the first house phoning the man in the last house. Oh, it's coming up.
We love a fight down there as well. When we was kids, we was always fighting. You know,
but that's
our elders would fight. Then we started fighting. You know, we'd be fighting each other as kids. You know, putting the show on for the elders.
When you reckon like, alright, so like we had a good childhood, didn't it? You had a good childhood on the Brantford. I had a good childhood. When I moved to these sides of town, I had a wicked childhood, and to me it was completely different because remember I was born in Handsworth, and then I moved to. Where did I move to first? Kings Eve.
I remember your Kings Eve house.
Yeah.
I remember the bike got stolen one time. Was it your bike or someone's bike?
It was, I think all of them got. Yeah. So I remember that. So imagine this, because we had no money. Like people see what we've our parents have aspired to, and they think, oh, you've always had money and you grew up like this. Nah, bro. I remember when we used to have cars where the doors were different colours to all the cars. You get me? Broke down like it was one of them hand to mouth situations. Do you know what I mean? So I remember we got some bikes. And I think your dad, because obviously your dad used to get all these things, and it like every Christmas when you see dad when he come down, he always had something sick to give when, innit? So we got us some bikes. We must have gone on holiday.
Something was in that year, and every year something different would be in it.
Yeah, it was sick as well. He got us the bikes. Then when we come back, they must have got teeth. So obviously my mum's phoned her brother, Jamie's dad, innit? And he must have just come down with one. I think I don't know if it was come down. It's past, so it don't even matter. Man just come down with the chopper and it. Like, them bikes got to turn real quick. real quick.
Yeah, I remember that still. I remember. Everyone was telling him not to go down there. I remember under some bridge thing, innit? He went under some bridge first looking for them, and then he just come back with them.
Nah, man. So when do you think listen, like I said, from childhood, having a good childhood, when did you think crime started to play a part? Or even drugs and drink for you? Because for me, when I was young, I always used to be into sport, and being a diabetic, I mean, around here was so urban, so suburbs. You could go out with your friends, drink, party, and you just wouldn't really have no drama. I think really when the drama started was when people wanted to start making money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's really when the fun's didn't become fun.
Yeah.
It was all about, we're making money now, and that's when you see the sharks start coming.
Definitely.
What do you think for you, man?
I'd say senior school, when I hit senior school, you know, I didn't really do no crime models. You know, bust out the odd window here and there. With my mates, just messing around. You know, and then probably 14, 15, you know, you start buying your first car, driving illegal. You know, your odd motorbikes here, getting the Fed chases here and there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then you, like you said, then it money, you know, your parents stop sort of providing for you, or you don't want your parents to provide for you anymore.
Yeah, you think you're a man.
You think you're a man, so you know, you don't want your little £2 for your little chicken and chips, you know what I'm saying? And you want to buy yourself stuff, and you know, you got to get on buses, you got to go meet these people, them people, you want to go here, there, so you have to have money in it. Do you know what I mean? So then you start getting into little bits of crime and whatnot. But yes, I'd probably say about 14, 15. About 14, 15.
Can you remember the first time you ever done a drug? Like, can you remember the first time you done like coke? Yeah.
I started late, cause.
Was it?
Late, man. I started when I was about 26.
Okay.
That was the first time I ever. I'd say about 24. It's about 12 years ago. About 24 I was.
Okay. What made you start that late though? Like, what was? Because it's not that late really, like, but it's not early.
I'll tell you what, cause see, when I was growing up, I was anti-drug. I never smoked weed. Obviously, my dad gave me some advice. You know, we had mental health in the family, obviously, as you know.
100%, 100%.
My dad always told me to stay away from green. Just don't touch the bud. Let other people smoke it that can handle that. He said, for this family, we can't do it.
Yeah.
So always listen to that and never touched it. I'd be around all the man them, they'd be smoking at school and out of school, and I just would never even have a drag because I was scared of that. Of that my dad's told me in it. So, but what he didn't mention was coke. You know? I wish he would have mentioned coke. You know, what I'm saying? Because I was so young and it wasn't really a brown like that. You know, he didn't mention it. You get me? So,
do you know what the maddest thing though was? I remember your dad like saying the same things to me, and your dad always used to drop gems on me, always. But he said to me about drugs. He never mentioned weed, you know, but he mentioned pills, bro.
I've heard though, yeah.
Pills, bro. He said to me, like, you go in town partying. He told me, I went to a rave, yeah? He said he took some pills, and he said when he woke up,
he was
innit? Never the same.
Yeah.
And he just told me, like, that shit will change you, like, don't do it. Like, obviously I didn't listen, but do you know what I mean? Like, it always stuck in my mind to that point. To a point where I never really fucked with pills.
Nor did I.
At all.
I think I've had half one in my whole life.
It's never really been my thing, like, at all.
But yeah, I went to Butlins. I went to a adult weekend in Butlins.
Yeah.
And obviously a lot of the olders, they had coke and pills and whatnot. And I was with one of my mates, and I said to him, yo, I'm gonna have a line, you know. I was drunk in it. He goes, nah, don't have a line, have a pill. So I'm like, a pill? Nah, fuck that, I'm not having a pill. They're mad, they can kill you on the spot.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but I should have listened to him, because even to this day, he says, yo, remember? I say, yeah, bro, I remember. He goes to me, he goes, yo, if you have a line of coke, when we get back to the ends, everyone's on it. You're going to be sniffing in the local pub with all these lot, like a madman. I said, nah, man, trust me, I won't. He said, but if you have a pill,
no
one can't. Where could you get pills from, Barnes? I wouldn't even know where to start to buy them.
Yeah.
And he's right, because I wouldn't even know where who to phone to get some pills, and no one ain't taking pills in the local pub.
It's not the thing, is it? No.
It's not the thing. So anyway, he's dropped his pill. I've had my line, and then what was funny was about 5 months later, I see my man in the pub. I must be in the toilets doing the mad thing, you know. And he's like, see, I told ya. He's like, fucking look. And then I was like, no, I'm going to stop now. But then from then, it was just that all the time thing. But when I started sniffing, it was about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, it was repo. So it wasn't even the raw thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't even...
the 3 to 1.
Yeah, it wasn't even like the raw thing. So it didn't even blow your head off like that.
Yeah.
And then it switched. It changed up. And then that thing there just started grabbing man, differently.
I think like it's one of them, innit? Because obviously, like I said, we've been through. I think like we're resilient. Like I honestly think like when I look, I think people in our family are really resilient. I look
How
at
do
like,
you mean like they can?
yeah, I'm not talking about like in terms of taking drugs. I just feel like we can. I feel like we've been through some stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I look at my mum and like all the time, and I think that one brother was stabbed 37 times, and then your dad passed away, and we'll talk about that later. And like, he died in jail. Then you've got a dad died, and then on the way home, her son dies.
That one was a deep one, you know. I remember that one was a deep one because.
This is what I'm saying. Like for me, when I look at her, it kind of like shows me that like you know what?
On the way back, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
On the way back on the funeral.
So for her to be able to deal with that and deal with them, like, and them losses were in a short space of time. It weren't like like this happened 20 years ago and that happened then. So me to say like, you know what? You can deal with that. It kind of shows me that as people, we're resilient, we can deal with it. I think for us as the younger generation, I'm not saying it was harder to deal with, but I think at the time we didn't really understand the depths of it.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? Because you don't really understand how things affect you. Like you don't understand that a lot of the things that you're doing are doing because whether it's like anger or you just think you're just doing it.
See what you've just said there, because I didn't understand that now before either. So now I'm clear-minded, sober, and I'm sort of getting to know myself more. And when I feel like this, I'm thinking, why do I feel like this? Or I'm trying to, I work it out now. But before I used to do all these different mad behaviours, and I realised I never really dealt with what was going on or what's happened in the past and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like it was hard because I feel like I said to you, like especially with your dad, what happened, and like there's a lot of fallout and there was a lot of things surrounding it.
Yeah.
So I think like you get lost in that, and I think that like I actually think the children got lost in that.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like because all the adults are like, like when you lose people, man, you need someone to blame. That's it. Like we're humans, innit? Someone has got to be to blame.
Yeah.
But the one person that really everyone wants to blame is the person that's passed.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So then you got all this anger. So you're just throwing it around. If mud sticks in it, you're like, yo, I'm gonna throw this over there. I'm gonna throw this over there. Fuck it. Like I don't really give a shit. And I think that's what happens a lot of the time. So even like I remember when Ben passed, I must have phoned my dad because everyone was obviously around my mum, but she just buried her dad. But my dad must have been at work, so I rung him. I walked to Bourneville from my yard, and I rung him, and I was like, "Yo, Ben's been in a car crash," and he was like, he said exactly the same thing when Steve told me. I was like, what hospital was he in? I went, I didn't make it, and the first time I ever heard my dad, like, he just dropped the phone and I just heard him start crying. And then he picked the phone up after about 5 minutes and he was like, yo, I'll be there in 20 minutes. So now I'm sitting outside Nana's yard on the wall. So I'm sitting there and then my dad jumps out of the car. Bro, he's got the biggest smile on his face I've ever seen in my life, bro. Like, I promise you, like, he's smiling at me.
Yeah.
Puts his arm on me and he goes, yo, son, that's life, man. Do you know what I mean? Yo, you just gotta deal with it. And then I was like,
that's okay. Shit.
Bro, that fucked me up though.
Yeah.
That literally fucked my mindset up because I was like,
your dad's religious though, really. He got faith in it, so
yeah.
See when man have got like the faith, they got faith in like God and afterlife. Death to them ain't really. It's just like you said, and like he said, it's just life.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
You know what it is? I think I'm not religious, and I think like that. You get me? But it was just the fact that it fucked me up because it almost half stunted. I think stunted my my grief.
Oh, okay. So you just thought, suck it up. It's just life.
Yeah. But then you like obviously got all these feelings inside, but then you kind of like, well, it's just life. Like people used to say it to me, I just used to say like, but it's just life, and this shit happens. So you don't really like actually grieve properly.
That's what I think happened with me and my old man. Because I don't think I grieved till later on in life.
Yeah, it's
because
the same.
obviously because of the circumstances, yeah, and he was the person he was, and the name that he had, you know, and back then, it was like it was a bit of a taboo, and it like.
Suicide
Was a taboo.
Let's call it what it was.
Definitely back then it was a taboo.
Well, you know what it was? There was no mental health then. People didn't know about... And
people had mental health.
Yeah, you always had
and
it.
Suicides did happen, but it would. No one would like what happened to him. It would just people wouldn't even say like suicide. It would just keep it under the carpet, sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a stigma, isn't it? It's a stigma
because
you feel like like you said, with your dad's standing and reputation. Yeah, it's kind of like people look at suicide like as a weak thing to do.
Yeah.
But really, bro, I'm a pussy. Like, for me to actually be able to do that to myself,
that shit will hurt too much, bro. I won't be able to do that.
For me to be able to do that to myself, I really must think like, yo, bro. First of all, you gotta have some balls and some courage, bro. Yeah. Like, because I couldn't cut, bro. I'd be like, nah. You understand? You know what I mean? So, but this is what I'm saying. Like, at them times there, mental health. Remember, like, your dad has always been someone. Yeah, I remember him saying to me, and he like, right, he couldn't be in a room with like more than 3-4 people, and he literally couldn't. Like, he'd come into any family function.
I remember.
He'd come, pop his head in, see who's there.
You know, it's funny that you said that, because see, when I was growing up, when I was young, he weren't really. Even my dad was always around. He lived in my house. You know, always showing me love. You know, kisses, hugs, whatever. If I ever needed anything, he was there. He was but he never used to. Football, no go. You know, like swimmings, no go. But as I was growing up, I just thought my man weren't on it. I just thought,
nah, man, that was the anxiety, bro.
But I didn't know this till later, so I just thought, yo, he's just not that guy, and he just doesn't. He's not bothered. You get me? So I used to. Not hating for it, but I just used to think, fucking hell, man, you get me? And then I got to an age, where I stuck it on him, and I was like, yo, why don't you take me here, and I got football soon, like, you get me, take me in it and come watch, and where. And that went on for a bit, you get me? And then one day he just told me in it, we just sat down, and he was like, yo, I'm ill in it, like, I've got fucking anxiety, I can't be around, I feel claustrophobic around people, and this is why I wear my glasses and whatnot.
That's what I was going to say.
So, once he explained to me that this is why, so I got something lifted off my shoulder, like, yeah, okay, it's cool, Dad, don't watch that, man, it's blessed. Didn't even ask him again, I just knew, like, you get me? It's blessed. But then every now and then I used to say to him, come, have a joke, go in the shop, man. Just, what's going to happen? You're not going to die. Just go into the shop, innit? You know, like my local shops, just go in. And he'd be like, I can't, shut up, you dickhead, you get me? I can't go in there. And I'd be like, stop being a pussy, man, go in there. And he'd be like, nah, I can't, trust me, I'll die. I'd be like, no, you won't. But yeah, he definitely had it bad, you get me?
But how crazy is that, man? Like I said to you, man, the anxiety thing's real, bro. Like, people say to me, like, nah, like, it's I always say, like, anxiety, see, depression, is when you're worrying about or you're thinking about the past.
Yeah.
People get depressed when they're thinking about what's already happened. So they're sad. Anxiety is worried about what could happen. So the future, innit?
And that feeling you get right there and then, innit? As well.
So it's like you're stuck there, innit? Like, you're like, yo, because you're there. It's weird as well, innit? Because when you really think about it, let's say anything that's happened in the past has already happened. So you're letting something that's already happened control you, and anything that's going to happen in the future, you can almost change, or it hasn't happened. That's just your thoughts. So really, you're scared of your own mental. You're scared of ghosts, really, because the past is ghosts and the future spirits. You understand? So that's like a weird thing to read, but it's real, man. I remember I had depression bad after my brother died. I had depression, anxiety. I didn't in my yard for 6 months. No one even knew. I just stayed in my house. I got signed off work for 6 months. I did not leave my house. And then when people used to come around, I'd just be twitchy, bro, like, go upstairs. But that was confounded then, because I think drugs confounded it. because I was the only time I leave my house is to go and get smashed.
Yeah.
Only time. Like, other than that, I wouldn't leave my house. If someone from me said we're going out, going for a drink, I'm like, yeah, come, because I know I'm just gonna get obliterated. And that kind of like, people say to me like, what? Oh, why'd you do it? Like, you got like a lot going on. You got this, you got that. Like, you got a nice life. And I said, you know what? Sometimes I just want to forget everything, you know, like everything. Like, it's almost like going into oblivion. Like, you go into oblivion and then you're just sitting in there. But I think there's a point where you can get comfort in your own grief. So you feel comfortable in a vulnerable state, which is not normal. You see what I mean? Yeah, it's mad like that, man. It's mad. So what do you think, from then, so, because I'll say something as well. When we're talking about drugs, like, I remember, I never used to do drugs. And I remember around here, like, I used to sell a lot of drugs. Past tense, people. Past tense, yeah? So, I didn't even really do them then. But then, obviously, when my brother died, I was still selling drugs. But, bro, like, I think someone owed me, like, £8, on it. So then what happened was, I had to go and get this money. And, bro, I had that much, like, depression and anxiety, I couldn't even go and get it, bro. I was literally like, oh, you know what, I've got to go and get this money, because if you know, that money's not even yours. You owe a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That money's not yours. You owe someone else. So they're giving you a little bit of time because they know what's happened, but really they're thinking,
I want my dog.
yeah, I need that money. So I had to go and get it off the geezer anyway. And I remember I got it and I just thought, you know, I can't even do this no more. I ain't got it in me to go around now and bully man up or do that. I just said like, right, I ain't got it in me no more. But that's when I really started taking drugs as well. Because before I'd be like, I might have had a teeny bit, but it was that just like the crutch, and it was a crutch for me. But think about how just talking, and why don't people just talk to each other?
That's what I mean. So you saying why don't people talk to each other? I think when I took that drug, I think it brought something out in me that I've never experienced before. Basically, i.e., like, I could speak about things that I never spoke about. So
Okay.
I used to talk about my dad a lot, you know, and how it made me feel and how angry I was, and just bare different feelings towards that situation. But when I was sober, I would never bring that up. I couldn't talk about it. I just wouldn't bring it up. It wouldn't be something that I'd bring up when I was sober.
Okay.
And I never did. I don't know why. I think it might have been.
You think it's vulnerable? You think it's feeling vulnerable?
Nah, I think it was because of the taboo back in the day. When it happened, that was it. We sort of went to the funeral, spoke about it once or twice. Well, I didn't even really speak about anything. And then that was it. It was just. It weren't something where people sat down with me and, you know, went through what happened and whatnot. It was.
And we were children as well. That's the thing. Like, this is what you don't understand. Like, could you imagine now? Because you got your son in, like, how old is your oldest now?
19, no 18.
So you're 18.
18,
yeah,
17.
Karen. Then you've got
Morgan, he's 17. He's going to be 18 next.
17 now.
He's going to be 18 next month.
Well, he's 15, but
and then Preston is 7.
So okay, so you got your 3 boys in it. Like, they're coming to them ages now. Like, how do you make sure that they can come and speak to you, bro? Do they know that they can come and tell you?
I'm different with my youths now. Like, you know, I'm an emotional person. I am. You get me? So talking or getting emotional if you've got something wrong it's nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but I think some parents and some dads, there might be, or some people in general, you know, they're like, they don't come, they want you to hide emotion, or if you've got issues, just deal with them. You know, like the way you said earlier that your dad was just like, that's just life. No, I could never say that. I could never say that to one of my sons if their brother passed. You know what I mean? I'd be like, "Yo, are you all, like every other day?" I'd be like, "You all right? You need to speak," and I'd just check in on them to make sure that they need to get something off the chest or their mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, even when they go to school, I always ask them, "How was your day? You know, have you got any issues that you wanna at school that you wanna tell your dad? If you can't tell your dad, tell your mum. You know, speak to one of us. Even your aunties, I tell them that if you can't speak to your parents about a situation that you got going on, go and speak to one of your aunties, you know what I mean? Someone that they can feel comfortable around.
How important do you think your kids are in, like, the journey you're on now, because this is what we're here for, and you see the logo up there,
Yo.
innit? Yo, so
The
what,
sober road fitness.
first of all, take me to the point, right? Because let's say you got locked up, yeah, for doing a madness. First of all, was it right for you to get locked up?
I deserve to get locked up for what I done.
Did you deserve, right? So you deserve to get locked up. I like that because accountability is a big thing. And I feel like we don't teach our kids accountability.
I needed to get locked up as well. I'm happy that I got locked up.
Okay. So talk me through that then. Talk me through that feeling like now you're happy that you've been locked up.
I'm happy that I got locked up because, like, I don't know where I was going and what I was doing. I could have got locked up for a longer time. I needed a shock to my system. I needed to come back to my reality and get my own thoughts back, because I never had my own thoughts because I was just deep in sniffing and drinking. So my mind was just cloudy. You know, I had a lot of anger in me, rage. I was depressed, had anxiety as well. And I was just doing stuff that I didn't want to do. I was being a person that it wasn't me, and I didn't want to be that person. So when I got locked up, you know, obviously the circumstances with my dad, where he passed away in jail, you know, committing suicide in jail. So when I knew that I was going to jail that morning, I just said to myself, listen, you know, this is your time now to switch up your mindset, get clean, stay sober, because I've tried to be sober on the outside and it never worked. I've always wanted to get sober.
What was it like in jail? Because obviously you can get things in jail. Like,
drink and drugs was rife in jail.
This is what I'm saying. So how did you switch the mindset though? Because like you said, you're still rife in it, bro.
Because I knew this was my time now to like use this as detox and get yourself back to the person you used to be and you want to be. Because if you fuck around in this jail now and start drinking and taking hella drugs, you're finished, bro. You get me? And at the same time,
was there any pressures like the people? Did you
people are offering me course?
Are
you mad? I say, you crackers, I ain't touching that. You about hooch? Are you mad? Take that over there, bro. You don't want me to take that over here because I'll mash up the whole wing.
Lockdown,
everything will be locked down. I'm telling you, so yeah. But and another thing as well, obviously, I was worried? I weren't worried, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, yo, imagine whatever happened to my dad in here. Imagine that.
You know what history to.
Imagine that come from me. You get me? Imagine that whatever he went through, because obviously he was a tough man. Do you know what I'm saying? Stronger than me. You know what I'm saying? So
I wouldn't say that.
No, but you know, like, I still think that, you get me. My dad is my dad,
superhero.
So a superhero too.
100%.
So whatever got him, that can come for me. So I had that in my head as well. So I was just like, you know what, stay clean and you can get through this. Because I know I'm a strong-minded person. I'm a strong individual when I'm sober. You can throw anything at me
when you're sober.
When I'm sober and I'm not
the same,
under the influence, and I can get through it. So I just knew, stay sober, you're fine. And then obviously my kids, there's no way I was ever gonna put them through that. The way I went, the way I felt as a youth. So I just knew I had to just charge through jail. I just had to charge through it and come out. That was it.
It sounds like a mad, isn't it? But like, when I actually got locked up, I promise you, I was speaking to my mum and Auntie Lane and that, and we were talking about it, and they were like saying, because at first I was like, nah, man, like, we gotta get him out, we gotta do this. You know what I mean? Like,
worried, sort of thing.
Yeah, not worried to the point where before anything like what happened with your dad, you could say, I'm not worried like that. Just how the man them are, innit? Like, man, you shouldn't have got banged up, right edge. Then like you reading the paper,
The taste was done me over, man. Remember that looked like some crackhead eat, man. Joke thing.
So this is what I was saying here, and then it was like, I said, you know what? Because let's take it just before, right? There was a few incidences, right, where I thought, this is where I was worried for you, innit? Like, me and you speak, but bro, when man are doing things like jumping in your car, liquored, driving from Brum to Nuts.
Well, that time when I come to yours.
Liquored, bro. Like, I was worried. Like, man's like, because sometimes you can get in that and you may not, and this is where I say, like, when you take drugs, and like I say, I sometimes put myself in vulnerable positions where I know I'm vulnerable, but I'll still do it. One, because I'm stubborn. Two, because really in my head I'm thinking like no one can't really do nothing to me, but really they can because I'm vulnerable. But also, it's called self-destruct mode, bro. Like, I thought, it's never that I've had a suicidal thought in my life, ever. I've never thought, I could take my life. Never thought like, I don't want to be here. But the positions I'm putting myself in must mean that I don't value my life. Like, I must not value it. And that's what I was looking at through you. Because for me thinking, my little cousin's jumping in cars, driving, drink driving, could smash up himself, could kill people. Like,
see that day on the way back, when I left yours that day?
Yeah.
Imagine I must have fell asleep here and woke up. There's about 5 people around the car.
What, at the wheel? You fell asleep at the wheel?
Nah, I must have parked up. Yeah, no, I must have been in the middle of the road. So I was in the middle of the road. I must have woke up and people are banging on the windows thinking that I've gassed myself out in the whip, you get me?
Yeah.
So I've woke up and all these people around the car. I ran out the window, I was like, yo, and the geezer was like, oh, you scared or something? We thought you was dead and where? I said, fuck off, and just skirted off, you get me? But I didn't realise I'd done that until the morning when I woke up. I was like, raw. So that's how drunk I was that day. I fell asleep.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, they were the points where I was worried, bro. Like, I was like, like, I can see this. Like, not that I ever thought, Jamie's gonna give me up, but I thought he's gonna crash his car. He's gonna do something, get in some drama that he can't get out of, and then that's gonna be it. So I was worried.
That's why I needed the sentence, because I remember I've done it a few other times. I had a fast car, man. I was doing like 155s, and I remember I was recording. I recorded it and I put it on my Facebook story. Do you know what I mean? Recording. I just had some muzzy on. I must have been liquored, bottles all over the car, just drinking, sniffing as I'm driving. And I was going 155, cause see that morning when I woke up and I was sober. Obviously, I love my kids. Like, I never want to break their hearts, and I was just like, "What are you doing, man? Like, if you would have lost control, then you're dead." And that's it, then you're not coming home. Like, you've gone out and then you're not coming home.
And you have to think of the cycle, man. Like, how it is to lose a father and how that impacts your life, bro. Because your life changes. Like, whether it's your brother, your father, your mother. Once you really learn and feel... Because listen, people, like, lose their brethren. And I've lost brethren before. But really, like, the feeling of losing your brethren and the feeling of losing, like, your blood, your family that you love, like, unconditional love. It's a different feeling. Like, people don't realise. I said it's different, bro.
And
like
that's how I thought when I used to do stupid things and nearly put my life in danger. I used to think about my kids. You get me? And then I used to say to myself, never again. So that morning when I woke up, I'd be like, nah, I'm not doing that ever again. I'm not even drinking again.
Yeah.
But then
we know.
3-4 days later, I'm in the exact same situation, and I'm doing the exact same thing. So what jail done for me was kept me sober for 13 months. But the truth is, when I came out, I was sober for 3 weeks. I still stayed around my family. I didn't even really go see anybody. I didn't go to no pubs. So I stayed sober, and I was on tag as well.
Yeah.
But then after them 3 weeks, I think being excited of getting out, I started drinking, but I didn't sniff for the first few drinks that I had. And I didn't overdo the drink. I went to sleep at 11, 12. Woke up no hangover.
If I can handle this.
I can handle it. If I keep it like this, I thought if I keep it like this, I can probably keep drinking for the rest of my life. If I can go sleep at 11, 12, wake up no hangover, don't do no erratic stuff, calm. But then, no, couple more weeks go by, few things starts happening, this, that. Then, started putting out my nose. And then about 2-3 months went by of me doing that, and then I just remember just saying to myself, "Yo, you've become that same person before you went in."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then I said from that day, then it was like, I think it was like November the 25th or something like that. November, yeah. I just said, you know what? Never again.
Done.
You get me? Yeah. I hugged my youngest and I said, I'm done. You get me? I remember he come in the bedroom in one of the mornings and was just like, yo, I love you, daddy. I said, I love you too. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not doing it. Because before, I didn't realise if I have 1 or 2 drinks, yeah, then there's no stopping. And anything goes. So what I know now,
like that.
what I know now is just don't have them 2 drinks, and you're blessed. So I just don't do that.
Yeah. We had a conversation about it the other day innit, on the phone, because I was saying, bruv, like I'm the same. Like the thing with me is I don't drink. Like when I'm in my yard, there's no drink in my yard. Like I don't drink in my house, period. So it's kind of like sometimes I go 3, 4, 5 weeks without having a drink, but then I go out, 1 drink, 2 drink, like go play football, have a drink, bro. Like I don't see my family till the next day. Like the next day.
It's horrible, isn't it?
And the thing is, I tell myself, yeah, but I ain't been out for 6 weeks. So I try and justify it to myself.
Yeah.
But really, like, there's no reason why a man should not be going back to his yard at night and to see his kids and his family. There's no reason.
And then you broke up for the next few days as well.
Oh, it takes me a week to be normal.
That's what I say. Like, see my sober road fitness thing. I'm not out here trying to shit on anyone's party. I don't want people to stop. I'm not telling people to stop drinking.
Yeah.
I'm saying to people, yo, if you've got an issue with drink where it's becoming a problem for you, you know, you can't just have the one. You know, and then you're out for days, then obviously, and it's causing you a problem and you want to stop, then, yo, you need to put something in place, because slowly but surely, you know, you might not be able to go back to your children, and it won't be because of you, it will be because of your actions.
Yeah.
And then your missus or your partner or your baby mum is stopping you from now even being around them, because
the decision's in someone else's hands now.
That the decision in someone else's hands. So when you're not coming home for a day or 2 or 3 days, and then you're going back, that can get took away from you. So that's what sober road fitness is about now. Like,
so how did that come into play then? So obviously you've gone from, yo, listen, bang, November 25th, done. I'm done out here. I ain't drinking. How did sober road fitness come into play from there then?
Because without the gym, it would have been difficult.
Game over.
I don't think I would have been able to do it.
Okay.
I think like the gym has helped me like differently, because I'm in the gym every day now. At the start, I was in the gym twice a day, 7 days a week. You know what I mean? And I just kept saying to myself, yo, I'm gonna change my body, I'm gonna change the way I look. I was dieting, and then slowly I started change. I could see the change. And I was happy, and then I got self-love back, and I was like, you know what? I love the gym. You get me? Now I'm addicted to the gym. You get me? Now I can start seeing shape, and you know, people are even saying to me, "No, yo, you've lost bare weight, and you know, you're changing." But don't forget, I've trained all my life, really.
Yeah.
On and off. I've always been someone in the gym. I've always binged and drank, so I never seen I had a big beer belly.
You've always been big. You was always stocky from young, innit? You fill out like well, innit? But like you said, there was points where I was looking at it, I was like, Ross, where's that? It's the belly, innit? The beer, though.
The beer, the drink, you know, and then not eating for 3 days, and then just binging on shit for another 3 days.
I was gonna say you was looking like a fat crackhead, bro. They're rare, bro. Man, it's like a Pokemon card and that.
So the gym, it like keeps me focused, and you socialise in the gym as well. Like, don't forget, when you're in a pub or you know you're at a kitchen, what you're doing essentially is socialising with people.
100%.
You know what I mean? You're having fun, you're having a laugh. You know,
but yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you have a laugh. You know, it always ends in tears, but yeah, you have a laugh at the start, so whatnot. So in the gym, you know, I was socialising with people, having constructive conversations. You know, so I weren't just bored in my house, twiddling my fingers. I was going out there. And then once you start seeing change in your body, your mind as well changes. You know, you start challenging yourself. And then you don't want to put poison in your body, because now you're doing research on nutrition, you know. That Eddie Abu, he's helped me as well, because what I've noticed now is if I have a can of pop now, and a Chinese, I wake up in the morning, I feel like I've had 10 beers and some coke.
Yeah, sluggish.
I feel sluggish. I'm just, down and depressed. So that's what was happening to me before. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like, when you're eating all this shit, and then you're waking up and you don't know why you're not ready for the day, or you feel shit for the day, it's because what you're putting in your body.
Yeah.
So once you take that away and you feel that great feeling are you going to the gym and nutrition wise then, you know,
It's what they're saying, that you are what you eat.
you don't want to put rubbish in your body, you know what I mean? But I've always wanted to do fitness as well, because I remember something, I put it on my Facebook the other day, something popped up on my Facebook the other day, and it was from 2017. And in 2017, I was bang at it. I was sniffing, drinking 4 or 5 times. I was just at it.
Yeah.
But I passed my personal training course, my level 2 and 3. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was always been there, something what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to help.
Just mind wasn't ready.
My mind wasn't ready. Do you know what I mean? So it popped up on my Facebook the other day, and I was like, yo, that's how long ago it was that I passed. So I've always wanted to do it, and obviously being drunk all the time and, you know, coked up, you can't do them things because you're just hungover or mashed. So now I'm sober. This is what sober road